Good morning, Sculptures students. Today we're going to learn how to begin our process of sculpting with line, but first we have to start with kind of drawing some line out first. So let's go back to our art history lesson. We learned about contrapposto, which was developed by the Greeks. Right now we're looking at a Renaissance sculpture of David by Michelangelo, and we can see that his hips and his shoulders are at contrasting angles. He's bearing more weight on one leg than on the other. His spine is curved. And he was developed first with the Kriotous boy in Greece. So here's a fun little comic. The Egyptians did not have contrapposto yet. They were very rigid. And so this girl's saying, "Wow, is that Heptip? He looks amazing. How is Greece, Heptip? You look really relaxed." "Yeah, I got into contrapposto over there. It's where you put all your weight on one leg. I feel really dynamic." "I love his hips and shoulders. They aren't parallel. He just looks so alive and graceful." Okay, so we're going to learn how to draw sophisticated stick figures, aka gesture drawings. The most important thing is the angle of the hips, the angle of the shoulders, and the curve of the spine. Then you can fill in the rest from there. And of course you can draw the angles of the legs, arms, etc. The other important thing is to figure out what the plumb line is. So you don't want your person to fall over or look like they're going to fall over. If you can imagine a plumb line running down the length of the body, the plumb line should be centered over the leg that's bearing the weight. So we can see that that guy is kind of like starting to position his center of mass over the leg that he's standing on. So you can see more examples here of that plumb line over the leg that's bearing weight. In the top left, it's pretty straightforward. In the figure to the top right, you have to kind of use an imaginary line where kind of the center of mass of that shoulders is kind of positioning itself over that extended foot, but the weight of the hips is over the left leg. And even in the one in the bottom right where he's starting to lean back, he's still really pounding down on that extended leg to kind of center his balance. Let's take a look at that with Myron's Discobolus, the discus thrower. Again, this was from ancient Greece, but most of the surviving sculptures of this are from Rome. You can notice how the majority of the discus thrower's weight is centered right over the standing leg. So you guys are going to practice doing gesture drawing and finding these things. You're going to find a partner, or you can form groups of 3, and you'll take turns modeling different gestures. Make them really dynamic. So think about sports positions, think about crazy yoga, think about being really overly dramatic. And don't hurt yourself trying to do something like this. Okay, still not sure if this one's anatomically possible, but anyways, once your person's in position, you're going to find that angle of the shoulders, the angle of the hips, the curve of the spine, the angles of the arms, the angles of the legs, and then I like to draw in ovals for the hips, the shoulders, and the head. So you're going to draw 5 to 10 each. Try all different positions. They should look kind of like this. Don't try to make them more complicated than they should be. We're really getting hips, shoulders, spine, angles, angles, angles. That's the most important thing. Try your best to really capture the dynamic movement. And then see if you can find that plumb line so that the person doesn't fall over. They'll naturally find the plumb line as they're standing there, but you want to draw it as though they don't look like they're falling over. So again, make sure you do 5 to 10 poses each of drawing, and more practice equals better. All right, have fun.